Hey everyone, Josh here with Wargaming Noob Historical, back with part 3 of getting started in bolt action. In the previous two videos, I showed you guys how to get started in bolt action using either the Band of Brothers 2-player starter or an infantry box slow grow build. This time around, we're going to go with something just a little bit easier. If you don't want any muss or fuss about starting your army, you don't want to start with Americans or Germans like with Band of Brothers, don't want to do the slow grow method, there is an option that is available to you as a new player, and that's to get the starter box for the nation or army that you want to play. So let's get this out of the way first. If you are going to go this route, just like with the slow grow build, you will need to get an army book for the specific army that you want to play. You need to get some order dice, and you need to get the core rule book, because the starter army is just that. It is a starter army. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and take a closer look at what I mean by starter army. On the screen here, as you can see, Warlord has a number of starter options available for you, depending on the era, as well as, you know, if there's a specific type of army that you want to field on the tabletop. Right here are all the German starter armies that are available. You have your German Grenadiers, which are your bog standard Germans. You have your Waffen SS army, which are more fanatical and get the best toys in terms of equipment. You have your Fallschirmjäger, another elite sort of army. These are your German paratroopers. And then you have the Blitzkrieg army here, and that's early war, invasion of Poland, invasion of France type of German army. So you can definitely start with any of these, and I'm just picking out the Germans here because they're right here in front of us on the screen. But again, every nation, every major nation in bolt action has a starter army. So as an example, let's take a look at the German Grenadiers. I'm just going to go ahead and click on this. So what you do get in this box is basically your infantry box, which can build up to 30 infantry as well as an officer. Normally you do get a tank. In this case, you'll get a Stug 3, and you also get a Puma in this. Then you'll get your special weapons like machine gun and mortar, and then in this case you get an artillery piece. So this is actually a pretty nice way of getting started in German Grenadiers. But in terms of most of the other starter forces or starter boxes, this is what you can expect to see: is an infantry box, a couple vehicles, special weapons, and possibly an artillery piece. So to reinforce that, let's go ahead and take a look at the Waffen SS starter box. Again, what you have here are two vehicles. You get a Tiger. You also get a Stug here. You get your infantry box, an artillery piece, and then two special weapons. So very similar to the German Grenadier starter box. This one's a little bit more elite because you do get a Tiger in this. But again, pretty much the same layout as the German Grenadiers. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the Blitzkrieg German, just so you can see what you get. So again, pretty similar to the German Grenadiers. You get your infantry box, you do get your special weapons right here, as well as a half-track and then a Panzer III. So again, this is a theme that runs across a lot of the starter armies that are available. So, you know, if you do intend to get a force from a starter army and your friend gets a force from a starter army, they're going to be pretty much similar in terms of strength. While the majority of the starter armies are pretty much the same in terms of force, the forces that you can build outside the box, there are a couple starters that they're less expensive than some of the starter armies, but there's a reason for that. I'm going to show you an example of that, the British Airborne Army here. So if we go into this and we look at what you get, you'll get an infantry box of British Para, you'll get a couple special weapons here, and then you'll get an artillery piece. So British Airborne, US Airborne didn't usually drop in with armor in any way. They just get dropped in. So in terms of a starter army, this is going to be a little less expensive than the standard starter armies, but definitely a great backbone to build from if you choose to go this route. Again, forces like the British Airborne and the US Airborne have this sort of layout where you get the 1 infantry box, the special weapons, and then an artillery piece. You do not have a tank or vehicle included with this army force, and that's adjusted in the cost of the starter army. This in no way makes the US Airborne or British Airborne any less than the standard armies. These are elite forces, so I think if you build it out in point cost, that'll equal pretty much what you would build out of one of the other starter forces. There's one more type of starter that I want to talk about, and that's this US Armored Fist. So if we go ahead and click on this, this is actually a decent starter if you can think of it in that way. What you get in this box is your infantry box, so in this case US GIs, and then you get 3 half tracks, which are a great support option to get your GIs into battle. While it's not the same as the other starters in terms of getting special weapons and getting armored vehicles like tanks and all that, this is kind of more of like a rapid deploy type of force. So you can look at it in that term. I just wanted to showcase this as another option in the event that you did not want to go full on with one of the other starter armies, or if you want to just give this a try. And maybe this is a good way to learn how to play with just the 1 infantry box and then the 3 half tracks in support. The thing is, it is a little bit less in terms of cost compared to the regular starter armies, because again, you're missing your special weapons and you're missing tanks. But this is not a bad way to get into bolt action. I just want to show you another example of that fast ready force that's available. This is very similar to the US Armored Fist. This is the Blitzkrieg Panzer Grenadiers. Again, you're going to get an infantry box here, as well as 3 half tracks. There is a late war Panzer Grenadier box that's very similar to this. You'll just have the late war half tracks in here, and then there'll be Panzer Grenadiers rather than Blitzkrieg infantry here. So again, this is the same as US Armored Fist, another kind of like fast ready force that you can use to play the game. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I've shown you examples of these starter armies that you could get, or what you actually get in those starter armies, as well as kind of like the fast ready reconnaissance force starters that are available. Here are a couple more examples of what's available in terms of other nations' starter armies. Alright, so the US has a few starter armies, including the US Marines, so if you're interested in the Pacific War, this is definitely a great starter. There's also themed starters, so if you look closely here, you'll have the German Heer Winter starter, and then the Soviet Winter Army. So if we look closely at the German Heer one, so as you can see, you'll get your infantry box here, special weapons. You also get an officer and a casualty like unit right here. This is basically just a German here soldier carrying another one, but you also get the Panzer IV, and you also get a transport. So if we look at the Soviet one, the Soviet Winter one, you get a KV-1, special weapons, infantry box. Actually, a lot more infantry than you would normally get in any of the other starters, because the Soviets basically had a horde type mentality in terms of their army. So you'll get double the amount of infantry you would normally get. So that's actually 2 of the infantry boxes, Soviet Winter infantry boxes, including the set with the KV-1 and the special weapons. Alright, that was just a brief glimpse into getting started in bolt action using starter armies that are available from Warlord Games. There is a variety of starters that you can choose from, whether it's the standard starters here, or the what I like to call rapid deployment forces like the US Armored Fist or the Blitzkrieg Panzer Grenadier starter, as well as like themed starters like the German Winter and Soviet Winter starters. So All right, that's it. If you like this video, go ahead and click like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. Click the bell notification icon to get more notified of any and all unboxings and vlog type videos that come out from the channel. And then join our Discord. I'd love to hear from you guys. I love chatting with you guys. The link will be in the description below. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more getting started in bolt action with Wargaming Noob Historical.